There is one thing you all need to watch in order to find a happy and successful career. And no, it's not my TEDx talk. It is Despicable Me. Yes, the movie with the minions. Who here's seen Despicable Me? Show of hands. Yes, great movie. You remember the scene where Gru, our protagonist, he's sitting in the lobby of the Bank of Evil and he's waiting to apply for a villain loan to fund his plot to literally steal the moon. What a great idea. And sitting across the other side of the hall from him is another villain. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit and his name is Vector. Now, Vector, he just wants a friend. He comes over, sits down next to Gru, and he's like, hey, I'm also applying for a villain loan. Go by the name of Vector. It's a mathematical term, a quantity represented by an arrow with both direction and magnitude. And Gru very rudely moves away. But Vector, he's not to be deterred, and he continues, Vector, that's me, because I'm committing crimes with both direction and magnitude. Why am I bringing this up? The key to what I want to impart to you today lies in Vector's line. Vector, mathematical term represented by a quantity with both direction and magnitude. We're often told that the secret to a happy and successful life is to work hard, and that's certainly true. In order to get what you want, you generally have to expend a great magnitude of time and effort and work. But what most people don't talk about is the often neglected first part, direction. Have you ever stopped for a moment and considered your direction? Why are you doing what you're doing? Take math, for instance. For those of you who are still doing math, my condolences. But let me ask you, why are you doing math? So you can get a good mark, of course, right? You get a good mark, you get into a good course, you get a good high-paying job, you're able to support your family, you give your kids a good education so they can go to school and do math. Of course, the real reason you're all doing math is because it's good to go into the world with some understanding of basic things like math, probably. Today is 1,438 days since I left high school, and I still haven't had to use Pythagoras' theorem. There are two things I've just demonstrated. First, math is a pyramid scheme. And second, questioning the why and the direction of what you're doing is just as important as expending a great magnitude of effort on that thing. After I left high school, I saw so many of my friends make their choice of direction based on things other than what they actually want to do. They say things like, oh, I got the mark for medicine. Oh, my parents told me to do engineering. All my friends are doing business. Law is very prestigious. And off they go to university, 3, 5 years, sometimes longer. They get a massive student debt, nice shiny piece of paper. They get into the workforce and they realize it's not what they wanted. To go back to Vector's analogy for a moment, if this is the direction that you really want to go in, and this is the path you actually take, all of that effort, a great magnitude of effort that you've spent on that second path, it doesn't get you towards where it is you really want to go. You're much better off spending some time at crucial inflection points in your life thinking about your choice of direction. Of course, this begs the question, how? What I'm going to talk about now is a very useful mental model for making better decisions as to your direction, and this mental model is called the Ikigai model. Ikigai is a Japanese term. It roughly translates to reason to get up in the morning. And I first came across this concept in a book of the same name by Heather Cleary and Hector Garcia. And what they write is that in order to find your Ikigai, you want to find 4 things, just 4 things, and they are, first, what you love, second, what you're good at, third, what the world needs, and fourth, what you can be paid for. Now, it might not be possible to find all of them, but it's a good starting place. So let's start today, here, right now, asking ourselves the first 2 questions. What do I love? What is my passion? What am I good at? What is my competence? Don't think too linearly when answering these questions. Just because you love math doesn't mean you have to be a pure mathematician. Or just because you're really good at a particular sport doesn't mean you have to be an athlete. The skills, the activities, and the subjects that we do when we're young, they indicate the types of attributes that we have, which may indicate that we are suited to a certain job, but they don't have to lead to a direct career in that area. So, what do I love? What am I good at? And then think about what the world needs. What is your mission? If you don't know yet, that's completely fine. As you're reading the news, reading the books, if you read it all anymore, or scrolling through TikTok, is there anyone or anything that makes you stop for a moment and think, wow, that's really cool, that's something that matters? And then we get on to the fourth question, what you can be paid for. And that's probably the most difficult one. You know, some people, they say, do what you love and the money will follow. Just quit school, drop out of uni, resign, just throw yourself in the deep end. And to those people, I say, sure. The cost of living crisis, pressure from our parents, desire to keep up with our peers, all of that means that doing your passion, your competence, and your mission without any regards for what is an actual vocation is unrealistic. One of the fundamental challenges facing today's youth is how you thread the needle between the first three elements, what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, and getting paid. And the answer is, I don't know. That's all I have for today. Thank you very much for coming to my talk. Bye. What's that? I still have 3 minutes left? Just wing it? All right. I'm kidding. Look, I don't know the answer, but here is one practical tip you can take away, and that is consistent, incremental efforts towards making your Ikigai financially viable. Let's say you love video editing. I'm just going to use that as an example, but this could be anything. It could be sports, it could be arts, anything that traditionally doesn't pay all that well. So you love video editing, start by setting aside a few hours every week. It could be after school, after work, on the weekends, and guard that time jealously. Other people try to make plans for that time. You want to do something else during that time. Resist the urge unless it's really important. Initially, just start small. Make a few hobby videos, put them on social media. See what it is you love doing, element 1. Is it comedic skits, vlogs of your life? Think what it is you're really good at, element 2. Is it great editing, compelling storytelling? Think what it is that the world needs, element 3. Is it informative product reviews, TikTok dances? Over time, consistently, incrementally build out your portfolio of videos and then think about how you can get paid. Reach out to people who are already doing what it is you want to be doing for a living and ask how did they get there. Think about other ways you can monetize your Ikigai. Is it through ad revenue, sponsorships? Over time, consistently, incrementally, if you work towards making it a viable occupation, you may be able to find your Ikigai. Note that I said maybe, because it is really hard to find something that satisfies all 4 factors. It might just be a hobby or a side hustle, and that's completely fine. You don't have to be paid to do something for it to be worthwhile to you. I'm not being paid to give this talk, it's still worthwhile to me. What's most important is that every single one of you sitting here today and watching along at home, don't get swept along a path and into a career just because it's the done thing. Try find something you love, you're good at, the world needs, and you can be paid for, and if you can't, a really fulfilling hobby is great too. But above all, remember this. This is your life. And just like a vector, the direction is just as important as the magnitude. Thank you very much.